Hey guys, that's it. We have made it to the middle of August, which means it's time to dig out this allotment and move to the new one. But this is an absolute mess. It's a family affair today. I have helpers. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Peggy and I'm in my third season of growing a cut flower garden here on my allotment in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, which is just south of Tokyo in USDA Zone 9B. Thanks for checking out my channel. So the first thing I'm going to do is not stare into the sun. The first thing I'm going to do is have to dig through these weeds and decide what plants I want to try and transfer and what can just go. And then we will be trying to dig up all the bulbs that are in here that I put down, hoping to get a really good crop in the spring. But now they all have to come up and get moved to the new allotment. So first, let's rake through here and see what we want to keep. Okay, so from the grass, I've managed to save one Lisianthus, just one after all that effort with them. One Lisianthus and 3 geum that I have left. So I've just dug them out from their root ball and I've got them in my wee bucket. Now it's really hot today. I might put some water in the bottom of this bucket.
Oh, water. Even me.
To try and keep these alive, but my plan is to get out of this garden as quickly as possible and get these plants back in the soil at the new allotment by the end of today. But let's keep digging and see what else we can take with us. Okay, so in this patch I have a mix of grass and sweet william, and my sweet william have not flowered for me yet, so I really want to take them with me and get flowers off them this spring. So I'm going to go through and take the grass out, and then I'm going to come in with my pitchfork and try and lift out as much of these with their root ball as possible. I just found my Erengium has started to leaf up again as well. Oh, look at the taproot that's made. So that can come in as well. So there, I have a bag of sweet william and one Erengium. What's next? This is not trouble, this is not the purple scabious root ball. This one's still flowering. Okay, this looks very dead, but this is actually a scabious as well, the one that I missed, my pink scabious. And a scabious is a perennial, so I'm hoping that if I take just this much taproot and pop that in, that it might actually flower for me next year. It might not, but I'm going to try it. Another scabious. A very sad looking echinacea, but it does still have roots. So I'll take that. Okay, so now we've pulled all the grass out from this one little area. We're just going to work one row at a time. So I have my plan from last year, so I know where everything was put. So in here should be all my ranunculus corms. So I am going to get Key and the kids to dig through there now and see how many we can find. Okay, we ran away because it was too hot and we were so sweaty and overheating, and so we have been away, we hydrated, we had some lunch, and we're back, but this time we brought a shade. So hopefully we'll be able to keep going and just get this garden emptied. Having dug all up through here and gone through the soil, this is where I had my rudbeckia last year, my ranunculus last year, and I think I had about 47 plants in there, and I have managed to find 7 corm. Which is really sad because these are really expensive in Japan and I was hoping to find more than that. But I've not. 7. Oh well, let's keep looking for other stuff. Okay, this is my achillea or yarrow. I want to take this with me. It is a perennial, so I have just cut it all back, cut off all the tops, mainly just so it's easier to transport. And I'm going to try and dig this up and take it with me as well. You can also see I dug out my rudbeckia at the back and I have that all in an IKEA bag ready to go. So this is my achillea, which was starting to die back anyway. No, it's not, it's my rudbeckia, which was starting to die back anyway, and it is all in a bag ready to go. I was quite surprised at how short these roots were. They really didn't have a very big root ball at all, so I'm hoping that they're going to transplant okay, because I'll be really upset if I have to start these all over again. Okay, and that's where we are going to stop in this garden for today, but we did okay. We've just got that last row left to do, which is my dahlia and tulip and salvia. The rest of that is snapdragon, and they are annuals, so they're not going to survive being transplanted. But let me show you what we've got. So this is all of my bulbs in my bulb bucket. I didn't manage to get much. I got lots of my gladiola and they came up great, and my daffodils seem to have got much bigger, but I did not find very many of my anemone, and I didn't find many of my freesia. So I've just put them in little bags here. That was anemone, and over there are my freesia. But that is about all of the bulbs that I managed to find, which was quite upsetting. This is my big bag of Rudbeckia, and then some more gladiola that I managed to dig up. In here are my straw flower, which I'm hoping if I get in quickly, they might actually still flower for me this year, and my achillea. Then I've got a big bag here, which is massive, this is my branching chrysanthemum, and then over there I have my fancier chrysanthemum that are going to go in there. So everything in bags, ready to get loaded up into the car and transferred to the next garden. It's a pretty sad looking garden. So let's get down to the new allotment and see if I can get some of the stuff in the ground before it dries out. And just hope that some of it doesn't die, and I might manage to save some of what was plot 17. It's been a lot of hard work over the last 3 years. Onwards. Yes, we've made it. It's so much cooler because it's quite late in the evening, so we want to get this done as quickly as we can. So as you can see, the new plot, yay! But it needs weeded, so we're going to get in there, we're going to get it weeded, and we're going to get down some new compost. I am going to put some mulch down in our paths, and we're going to try and break up the soil just a little bit without digging it. I just want to, it's a bit compressed, I feel. So yeah, let's start weeding. What you got?
I don't know. Just the stuff. Rudbeckia.
Good job!
But I won't be your last to know. The arrow in your crooked bow, you can't love too much, and that's a fact. So what, I'm over dramatic and you overreact. I wonder, where is this promised land, where the good run free of the world's demands? This is
I'm covered in mud. I'm still covered in mud. Everywhere. I'm muddy. Key is going over with the pitchfork, and we're not turning the soil, it just feels really compacted. So he's just kind of loosening it up a bit and breaking it up a bit before we put the compost and stuff on top. Feels nice here, it's nice. Okay, so we've done this first row and I've just raked it out, and already you can see this is much nicer soil than the stuff I had in the last allotment. I mean, everything around here is sandy, but this is a much darker colour. It's still got a little bit of moisture to it, even though we've not had rain and we've had very, very hot for the last few days. It seems to be holding the moisture better, so I think this has been worked by someone really well before and looks like a much nicer base to be starting from, which is nice. There's also no stones in here, and although I'm pulling out weeds, it's not like the horrible kind of bindweedy grassy stuff that was in the last garden that was everywhere. It really is just kind of surface weeds, so they're really easy to pull out. So as long as I stay on top of them, I'm hoping that that shouldn't be much of a problem at all. So yeah, this is nice, and this is before I put any compost or mulch or anything on the top. It's already looking great. Having said that, I am now going to go and put on all of that compost that I've brought with me. Mosquitoes. I'm starting to move my plants into place. Now these have only been out of the ground for about an hour and a half, and they're already not looking very happy, so I want to get everything in as quickly as I can. You can see we're losing the light behind us, so we really need to get these in quickly and give them a good water and hope that they're going to survive the transplant. So I'm going to start laying these out where I need them. Rudbeckia! He's going to go right there. This is my spray chrysanthemum. Okay, I'm having to rethink my plan a little, because in the garden right now we have these, which are Japanese sugar potato. I'm not entirely sure what those are, that's just what that woman told me they are. And so the person that I think was growing in that garden started to use this garden because no one was on it, and they had this planted and it's not ready for harvest yet, and they don't want to have to pull it up. So they've asked if I will leave this here a little bit longer until it's ready for harvest, and I'm not a horrible person, so I said yeah, that's fine, but it does mean I'm having to change my garden plan around a little bit, and I'm not quite sure how to do it yet. Okay, we're getting there. That is everything forked out. We've got a little bit of compost on the first two there that has been raked in. I'm going to put another compost that is specially mixed for flowers, just to make sure there's enough nutrients in the soil for what I want to be growing. I do have stuff for mulching in between the lanes, but we don't have to do that today, so we're not going to because we're running out of time. So while Key finishes adding more compost to this, I am going to put the last layer of compost on that row and start getting my plants in the ground. Let's go. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Does that make Mummy the big fat mummy, Todora?
Yeah. No, that's the daddy one.
There are no saints, just armies of weird who barricade the gates. You're so good with your tongue, or so you say. I was your beautiful boy, but now I'm okay. You were so wired, I was so numb. You said you were better than everyone, but I won't be your last to know. The arrow in your crooked bow, you can't love too much, and that's a fact. So I'm over dramatic and you overreact. No, I won't be.
Okay, chrysanthemum are in. They look very sad, but I'll give them a nice water. And I didn't bring any stakes down with me today, but I'll come back during the week and get stakes to help them stand up a bit straighter. Because they're not looking very happy, but they're in the mud. Great, next. I've got the kids over here doing the gladiola. Good job, team. So I'm going to start on the Rudbeckia next.
You're last to know. The arrow in your crooked bow, you can't love too much, and that's a fact. So I'm over dramatic and you overreact. I wonder where is this promised land, where the good run free of the world's demands. This is not now.
Okay, so we have chrysanthemum in, then I've got my Achillea, my Rudbeckia, my scabious, my echinacea, the couple of geum and lisianthus that I had, my sweet william, my gladiola, and my straw flower are all in. So we've gone from empty garden to ready garden. It is getting really dark, the bats are out, so the only thing left to do is say thanks to these guys for helping. Thanks, guys! And get it watered, which we can do from the hose. How exciting!
Oh, Annie, can you turn on the hose?
Let's do it.
Just armies of weird who barricade the gates. I wonder where is this promised land, where the good run free of the world's demands. This is not now. There are no saints. Just armies of weird who barricade the gates.
Okay, we've made it just. Oh, it's so nice to be able to give the garden a proper drink. I know this is very low light, I'm not sure if you guys can see me at all, but that is the garden started. Stuff is in. I've only got my dahlia and tulip and salvia to bring from the other garden. And this has got so much room. Like, there's so much room still in here. It's crazy. But that is all that I can get done tonight. So we have officially moved on to the new plot. Yay! Thanks for following along. If you want to see how this garden does, then remember to hit the subscribe button below. If you want to check out what I do with all of the flowers that I grow, you can check out my Instagram, which is From the Witch's Garden, and there is a link to that below. And I will bring you guys back here next week to see how everything is doing transplant wise, and get the last stuff into this garden, and finally say goodbye to plot 17. But I will see you guys next week. Bye!